second event that MyEC community is having on mentoring and networking. We had our first one on the 13th of May, and several, as mentors, certainly have come back. So it's great to see this turn out. In terms of how my electoral community was conceived, it came out of a recognition that not enough was being done for the electrical industry, and someone needed to back on behalf of the industry. That was a hypothesis. In terms of where the mandate was received, it was on the basis of some further research, where we had about 338 responses, which further substantiated the fact that civil and other disciplines certainly have a lot more going, but the electrical, I guess, was one where more communication and more engagement certainly would have betterment for the industry. In terms of the needs analysis, so we went out there and tried to get a sense of what the stakeholders wanted. After our hypothesis was substantiated, there was a role. We saw that mentoring, networking events more localized, so where individuals were. Some aspects on work programs, because there's a lot of hurt currently within the industry. There are certain other individuals also wanting to start their own businesses, so some programs on entrepreneurship, input into standards. So these were the sort of things that our stakeholders, individuals like yourself across Australia, conveyed to us as part of their needs analysis. Having started the mentoring and networking sessions, what I do see is engagement that's happening, because quite often when you're sitting out there, whether you're looking for work, whether you're looking at improving your own career path, sitting at your desk and doing that from your desk is not the best way to do that. Going out there and engaging, meeting other people, going out there and trying to get a sense of where the industry is at certainly does build up a better picture. It's almost like a jigsaw, where you're sitting quite often, you've got some of the pieces of the jigsaw, but when you talk to 10 other people, that picture becomes clearer. And that's what we're trying to do, is get people in the room and build their own picture, which helps. As far as what my electrical community does, it's a peer-to-peer, so peers helping other peers, business and social network that essentially helps the industry, those with an electrical background. That's where the focus is. As far as the vision is really to have a betterment and an improvement in the prestige of being, whether it's an electrical engineer or an individual that comes as a trades or technician. So it's catered for both those with degrees as well as with trades backgrounds, but really improving the standing of those within the broader industry. We certainly have a great website, so there's daily news on what happens around the industry. And again, what is it that we would talk about? It's about things that happen in our industry. So if it's mental sort of issues that are happening with people that are doing fly-out work, that's happening as part of the news. It's something that we can discuss. In terms of the website, it's a really good website. I'd encourage people to go in and have a walkthrough. We've got a chat room where we can go in and ask any question, and we've got individuals from across Australia that will jump in and provide a response. All it needs is really getting in there, asking the question. As far as the industry news is concerned, it's broken down by industry, so depending again on what your area of emphasis is, you could get a very good sense of what is happening in your industry by going through that and seeing news on a daily basis that comes through. So for today, for example, there's a whole bunch of news that's come through. Literally all of this is like today's newspaper that relates to our industry. As far as getting the best out of the session, treat mentoring for what it is. So it's a conversation that creates insights. It's an avenue to discuss issues and challenges. It's a sounding board for ideas. It's an avenue to build up confidence and building your own avenue to get a picture through someone that you develop a trusting relationship with. Avoiding the traps of what happens through other people's experiences, and making the complex simpler. So that's what the